They say the devil's in the detail. How's the detail in this little devil? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome, whisky lovers. Big Al here, and welcome to the Whisky Straight Den, the place to hear about whisky, share in my spiritual odyssey, and join me for a dram. So today, it's all about this little devil here. The Oak Devil, to be precise. It's a 5-year-old blend of single malt and grain whiskies from the Dublin Liberties Distillery, which is owned by Quintessential Brands. It's non-chill filtered, it weighs in at a nice ABV of 46, and it will cost you around 30 to 35 quid or thereabouts, depending on where you pick it up. Now, I've already reviewed the big brother of this one, the Copper Alley 10-year-old single malt, which I liked very much, and this one, like the other, has an interesting backstory to it, and that is the Dublin Liberties area back in the 1700s was supposedly known as hell because of all the madness and mayhem and debauchery that went on within it, and apparently bearing down over the entrance to the area was a big carved oak devil, which is depicted here on the front of the bottle on the label. And now over time it eventually disappeared, and according to legend it was made into whiskey barrels. So there you have it, hence the name, the Oak Devil. And I suppose you could actually say what we have here is truly the devil's buttermilk. So pour yourself a wee dram, preferably this if you have it, and let's get right into it and share a drink together. Sláinte. Straight off in the nose, there's a right little burst of like furniture polish. It actually brings to mind a picture of a nice, shiny, highly polished, like mahogany oak kind of table. Strange. Now, thankfully that's just a fleeting glance there, and now it becomes more like honeyed cereal. There's a gentle maltiness there as well. And there's also a nice floral note. I'm getting some white pepper, and for the first time a bit of toasted oak to give a sort of an impression, yes, that there is a bit of oak in here, and hopefully there'll be a bit more on the palate, mind you, so that this pour can actually live up to its name. And along with that toasted oaky note, there's just a nice touch of grain as well, and that actually gives it a little nice burst of freshness. And perhaps coming with that, a nice bit of like lemon zestiness as well that just adds to that fresh note. Quite a nice nose, nothing overly major going on, but pleasant all the same. So let's get right into the tasting and see how we fare there. By the looks of those legs there, it should be nice and viscous. Let's get right into it and see. There's a nice, fresh and juicy mouthfeel right on the arrival, but once that sort of quickly dies down, in comes a bit of a punch of drying peppery spice. Now, most definitely on the palate, thankfully, the oak is more prominent than it was on the nose, which is a promising start. So let's go in for another sip. Now that oak punches out a good bit more in this second sip, and again it's got that spicy peppery element, which is coming over now as more as a white pepper than a black pepper. And then there's a nice wee bit of a lighter honey note coming in the end of that to take a little bit of the zing out of it, but still It is quite peppery in nature, and it does have a nice tingle on the tongue. Now, in the midst of all that oakiness and pepperiness, there is a fruity element as well. A wee bit of lemon, perhaps even some orange zest as well, and unfortunately, probably overriding those two, apricot, which I say unfortunately because I'm not a fan of apricot, but thankfully there's not enough of an influence of it there to ruin the experience for me, which is really good. And the finish, it's oaky, it's peppery, and it does become somewhat tannic, and I think that's due to the fact that it is really living up to its name here, with the oak sort of drying the palate out and the spiciness keeping it a wee bit alive, but not enough to make it a long finish. It's just probably pushes past like a short finish right into that medium category. Overall, this is a nice whiskey. It's good, nothing more, nothing less. I like it because it offers something a wee bit different from the norm in its price point, and the price point is pretty good as well. It does come with a great ABV at 46%. It's unchill filtered, and what's nice too is that it actually does live up to its name. There's a nice big dollop of oak in there, particularly on the palate, not so much on the nose, and well, it has to be said, a devilish, peppery, spicy bite. It's definitely worth a try, and for me it's going to come in at a score which is good but not great, of 84. Now, it certainly doesn't reach the heights of the 10-year-old single malt Copper Alley, which I had a look at in review number 40, and I will pop a link in up there somewhere so you can have a look at that if you want. And but all in all, it's not trying to be a 10-year-old single malt. It actually, to take the words of a famous wood staining advert, it does exactly what it says in the tin, or in this case, it is exactly what it says on the label. It is oak, and it is, well, with a spicy element, devilish, so you can't take that away from it, so it really is worth a try. With that said, before I clear off back into whisky isolation, I'd just like to particularly welcome my new subscribers for coming on board. Thanks very much for joining in, and I do look forward to getting to know you and interacting with you over the course of the next few weeks. And to the regulars, thanks again for your continuing support. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please give it some consideration, and also check out my other social media platforms and Patreon, and all the links are down below. So until the next time, and particularly in these unprecedented days we're living in, please do what you can to stay safe, folks, and look after each other and your loved ones as well. And remember to make sure you drink your whiskey the way you like it. Sláinte.